and leave it on the floor every night, bring toughness to the team, some attitude, some grit, obviously. But just a guy that wants to do whatever it takes to help the team win.
Talking to people in Golden State, they said when you came back after that Achilles injury, you were really starting to move well, and then the quad injury set you back, but you were able to get back to the finals and play at that great game. Where are you right now, health-wise?
I'm 100% healed with my quad, and I'm just working my tail off every day to get in the best shape possible for the start of the season. So just off-season grind right now.
So much adversity for you the last couple of years, and you've gotten through it. How has that changed you? Has it made you better?
It has, and it's made me stronger as a person, a player. I can say I've made it through a lot of hard times, and I'm not scared of the next moment, whatever that may be. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it does, I'm not afraid of it, and I know I can overcome it.
You know, looking at your numbers, it's like 6 years in a row you've averaged 25 or more All-Stars, international play with Team USA. You went to the finals this last year. Do you feel like you still have something to prove?
I feel like I got something to prove every day, and I won't stop working and I won't stop pushing until I prove it.
How excited are you to get this thing cracking here in September and October?
Very excited. I can't wait.
It's been a little bit over a year since Demarcus Cousins tore his ACL right before the NBA season, and I believe this ACL tear was probably the worst injury of his entire career. Because you have to think about it, that in the past when he tore his Achilles, yeah, that was a huge sting. That was absolutely horrible. And I really think it's probably the worst injury that you could sustain in the entire NBA. But then you have to think about the situation Demarcus Cousins was coming into when he signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. You see, he recently reunited with his teammates that he was really good friends with in New Orleans, in Rajon Rondo and Anthony Davis. He had a chance to win an NBA championship. As a matter of fact, LeBron James even posted videos of him playing 2K with the brand new Lakers featuring Demarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis in order to schematically show how the Lakers are going to run their offense. And literally right before the NBA season, similarly to what happened to Klay Thompson, Demarcus Cousins tore his ACL. I know Klay Thompson was the inverse and he tore his ACL first and then tore his Achilles, but it was the same fashion. It happened in a rec game or in a pickup game with other friends or other basketball players, and well, now we're in the situation we are in today. So what's going on, guys? Your boy Mike here, and before we get to the content, just wanted to let you guys know that it's my birthday today, and I think if you watched all my videos today, you heard me say it in these 2 other videos I made today. Yes, I uploaded 3 videos onto this channel on my birthday because there's been so much going on in the NBA today, but I digress. The reason I'm telling you this is I don't want anything from you guys for my birthday except for you to leave a like, subscribe if you think you like my content or you watch a lot of my videos and you finally think I deserve a chance to show up on your feed, and turn on my notifications if you want to get the latest NBA news straight to your device. I also do gaming on a channel called Flight Mike TV, and I make really good NFL content, I think better than this channel's content, on an NFL channel called Microphone. And if you want to follow me on IG so women could stop ignoring me when I slide into their DMs, that'd be greatly appreciated, bro. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Guys, there's nobody we're all rooting for more than Demarcus Cousins, mainly because it's really a shame when we see what injuries could do to our favorite basketball players. And what injuries have done to Demarcus Cousins is truly gut-wrenching, starting with his Achilles tear when he was on the New Orleans Pelicans and literally culminating with his ACL tear right before he even had an opportunity to play with the Los Angeles Lakers. All of last year, we heard this rumor of Demarcus Cousins potentially being able to come back. And the reason why I was so excited about that is when you saw Demarcus Cousins with the Golden State Warriors, he was big, he was lethargic, he wasn't able to move around so well, but he actually took time to get into shape during the offseason last year, so he could be in good shape when he played with the Los Angeles Lakers. That never came into fruition. Now, in my last video, I actually asked you guys, my video in regards to Anthony Davis and why he hasn't re-signed with the Lakers yet. I asked you guys what you thought about Demarcus Cousins potentially signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. And well, literally the moment that video dropped, this Demarcus Cousins news dropped, so I had to go back and record these back-to-back videos. So, for those of you guys that don't know, Demarcus Cousins is not going to sign with the Los Angeles Lakers, according to Shams Charania. Rather, the Houston Rockets are going to be signing Demarcus Cousins, and this is the official tweet. Free agent Demarcus Cousins and the Houston Rockets are nearing a deal, sources tell at The Athletic and at the Stadium. Shams continues to say that Cousins is signing a new deal with the Houston Rockets, which will be a one-year, non-guaranteed deal. Houston expressed interest in signing the four-time All-Star before the NBA restart in July. Cousins serves as an upside signing and has shown focus and drive in his rehab through multiple long-term injuries. So, first thing you gotta know is, dude, when you get a long-term injury, it's gut-wrenching and painful. Every single day you're working towards being able to get your strength back. And then if you sustain another injury after it, it's going to kill you. That's 2 whole years you have to work through rehabilitations to try to get back. Now, this is also a very curious signing because the Houston Rockets aren't necessarily a contending team. As a matter of fact, they are the biggest enigma in the entire NBA right now, because in 4 months from now or 5 months from now, this is a team that could be competing for Cade Cunningham at the #1 overall pick in next year's NBA draft, or this is a team that could be competing to get in one of the top seeds in the Western Conference. It's a very interesting situation because James Harden demanded a trade, Russell Westbrook demanded a trade. Both stars aren't really happy with the way things are going in Houston. And here you have Demarcus Cousins saying, yup, that's the situation for me. I want to play for that team. I don't want to play for the Lakers. I don't want to play for the Clippers. Hell, I don't want to take my talents to the East and play with the Celtics or even play with the Milwaukee Bucks. I want to go to Houston and play with the Houston Rockets, which is very interesting because I'd imagine that the market for Demarcus Cousins was going to be very large. As a matter of fact, when he was released by the Los Angeles Lakers last year, the Lakers expressed interest in potentially bringing him back in the future. I wouldn't even blame him for signing with the Knicks because he'd probably be one of the focal points of the New York Knicks. So it's very interesting that he decided to take a huge discount. I don't think there's any team that would pay him more than a one-year non-guaranteed deal, but to choose the Houston Rockets out of every team that you could sign with, in my opinion, is very peculiar to say the least, because for the main reason that James Harden and Russell Westbrook could decide to not play there. So I do think this is a great move on the Rockets' behalf because the Rockets have been making great moves this offseason. Signing Christian Wood is a very low-key signing and a remarkable signing because Christian Wood has tremendous upside, but also bringing in a big name that's clearly seen his stock take a tumble as a result of injuries like Demarcus Cousins into Houston could potentially go a long way in bringing James Harden and Russell Westbrook back and at least giving the brand new Houston Rockets regime a chance to redeem themselves and to show them what they got. So far, James Harden and Russell Westbrook pretty much came out and said, hey, we don't like the way Tillman Fertitta does this stuff. He's apparently a Trump supporter and we don't want to play for a Trump supporter. Oh, and furthermore, you guys hired a first-time NBA head coach, and we don't think he's capable of getting us over the hump and helping us get to the point where we could win a championship. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this, because at the same time, the Houston Rockets traded Robert Covington. So are they rebuilding? Are they giving up on the James Harden and Russell Westbrook experiment, or do they have other plans in mind? And let me know what you guys think about Demarcus Cousins signing with Houston, because I felt like that was very peculiar as well. Aside from that, I'm your boy, the Flight Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.